Are Hobgoblin bolt throwers any good in patch 6.2? Hey, don't blame me, I wanted to let the info sites update before digging into the new offering from this patch that isn't Sexy Blood Knights. Let's go over the bolt thrower and into what makes it tick and how it works out within this faction. Recruit for 650 gold and 162 upkeep. On Ultra you get 8 throwers with 5,456 health between them. Armor is 25 as opposed to 15 for the Goblin bolt thrower, so we must be going over the crew. Leadership is 50 instead of 45, but I will not poison my tongue with further melee stats. They're bad. Just take it on faith, they're bad. For ranged, ammunition starts at the traditional 22. Range 320 default, missile strength 83 officially, each bolt doing base 30 and armor piercing 70 per hit, but with a pure damage bonus of 50 against a large target, split along the base to AP ratio. It's 1 bolt per thrower, naturally, counting as artillery, so no normal shield blocking. Reload time is 12, total accuracy 50 to modify the stats that follow. Calibration distance 180, so extra inaccurate past that. Calibration area 10, which is 2/3 of, and therefore substantially better than, the calibration area of the Goblin equivalent. Penetration size is large, so trolls on down in theory, and max targets penned after the first is limited to 2 maximum. The unit counts as expendable, has the malign authority attribute, so Chaos Dwarfs make it stay in the fight longer, cannot run while crewing the throwers, can hide in forest, which other artillery tends not to do, and is a siege attacker. If it's like the bolt throwers, it's probably pretty decent for mangling towers and stuff. In the redline skills, and I checked in-game to make sure this applies, Hellforged Ordnance at 3 pips grants plus 20% ammunition and plus 10% range, and Bloodied Bombardment gives rank 7 and up crews, missile strength plus 12%, reload time reduction 10%, and missile resistance 15%, all very, very valuable. In the tech tree, specific wording means we should expect only Hobgoblin Quartermasters to apply, granting plus 50% unit XP gain, plus 4 melee defense, and plus 6 leadership. Yeah, the first is the actually impactful one in reality, I expect. So how do we use Hobgoblin bolt throwers? I don't want to beat around the bush. From what I've seen from other YouTubers combined with my own experience, these throwers are fine for savaging selected cavalry units and monster units provided they can get an angle. And if forces are trying hard to flank you, you might have a challenge there, so account for that. They're not as inaccurate as the Goblin ones until a higher rank, so there's that. And you should treasure it. But like the Goblin ones, they're probably being slept on for early game siege support, and more to the point. Hobgoblin-happy, Overseer-led armies never had this before, and you can expect things like upkeep reduction to matter. This artillery is cheap and spammable, and the faction has never had cheap spammable artillery before. Whatever the shortcomings, the fact you can slap 4 of them in a laborer-dominant army and actually be able to initiate sieges is a big deal. Towers destroyed by a bolt thrower are destroyed just as much as if destroyed by a sexier unit. Raise everything you can with the cheapest means possible and keep on going. I haven't done the full dive to verify compatibility with landmarks, but I imagine anything blanket Hobgoblin is helped, which I'll bring back up for my current era Zhatan the Black video, which will come sometime soon. The memories. Point being, this gives you options, and when you're drowning enemies in laborer spam, how to deal with isolated groups of monstrous infantry and the like is a big, big deal you have no easy answer to. At least you didn't, until now. Of course, Gortys is going to help with the cost-benefit issues, but this isn't an infantry unit, so don't expect it to ever fight like one. Instead, use it to afflict foes and be grateful for every point of armor-piercing damage. It adds up. Take care, and have fun reducing cities to rubble at low, low upkeep prices.